Welcome back to Carrville Creations with Dawn. Today we are going to be doing something whimsical. We are going to be redoing this over. I got this for 25 cents at our little discount store. My daughter has been wanting to do some whimsical mushroom stuff for her room when we redo her room. So that is what we're going to be working on today. My goal is to show you that you can take anything and kind of upcycle it. These mushrooms were solid. So what I did is I cut them in half. They looked like this. And then what I did is I cut them in half so that we can put them on here. With that being said, let's get to it. All right, everybody. First thing we're going to do is we are going to paint this. This is a cottage white. It's just some rose art chalk paint. Nothing spectacular. We are going to go ahead and we're going to paint this white. And get this covered. Y'all know the drill. Once we get it covered, we'll go from there. The simple white will just give us a background to start on. And you just got to get that first coat on there, because y'all know that this is kind of slick. We get that first coat so that that second coat will stick to itself. So then we'll really have it licked. Let me dry this really quickly. The goal of this project is to show you that you can just turn anything into anything, and you can upcycle it. Even if you don't like the way that it looks, you can turn it into something else and just be creative. All right, let me dry this. All right, now we're fixing to go ahead and we're going to glue. Got a little bit of that right here. My bad. It's okay. All right, it'll dry. We're going to go ahead and glue these mushrooms where we want them at. Threes in creativity, in my opinion, is the best thing. You want to do it in threes. Anytime you're creating, it's better to do it in threes. Because we're going to cover some of these up. So we're going to kind of offset them like that. With the glue gun. I'm going to use hot glue on this. It should stick pretty well. Hold that down. Get this one down there. Kind of stagger it. Then you're going to put this last one. I cut these. I couldn't find my X-Acto knife, so I had to cut them with the way I could. We're going to put this one right here. And you're not going to be able to see exactly all of this, so you'll get it when we start going, okay? All right. Got that on there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a coat of paint over all of this. Because we're going to make this three-dimensional. And they're going to look like they're part of this entire thing. Like they've always been there. I'm just using an old cheap chippy brush too. We may have to put another coat of paint on the mushrooms, because this is their first coat. My girls are wanting like earth tone colors in their room, all that good jazz. So, and they're taking after their mom and liking the vintage look too. So we're doing this to fit their needs. If you don't like this, you can completely do it in your style. This is I mean, you can just do it any way you want to. That chippy brush is leaving some little thingies in there, but that's all right. I'm going to be covering that up anyway. All right. Now that I've got this painted, I've got some rub-on transfers. And what I did is it comes in a pack, and it's kind of big like this. I got these off of Amazon. I cut out what would fit right here, what I wanted to put, okay? So then what you do is you take the sticky part off, right? You take that off. And then you lay this down right here. And then you start rubbing. Because you want to rub that off of that clear sheet. I don't have a transfer stick, or I'd use that. I just started with all this stuff, so. And then you just kind of, there we go. See? And then just take this little piece right here, and you're going to rub this all over there. And then that's how you do your rub-on transfers. And then we'll seal this in with some dark wax whenever we get ready to do that. There's the iron-on transfer right there. That is so cool. That's the first time I've used one, so I used it on camera with you guys. Love it. All right, now that we've got the rub-on transfer, we're going to start putting some moss and filling this in a little bit. That way we know exactly where we want to put the dark wax when we get ready to do that. Got this wax, I've got this on moss. I got this online from Amazon. You can find it a lot of different places. FYI, it is very, very messy. And this is one part that you are going to want to wear your finger protectors, okay? Because if you don't, you will get burned. We've got to make sure we protect our fingers. And if you want to know, ask me how I know, because I have burnt the hide off my fingers several times. So, all right. We're going to start putting this moss on here. Just going to use some hot glue. I know that we want to put some through here. All on here, through the ends, right there, all on here. We want this to look like it's three-dimensional, y'all. That's what we're after, three-dimensional. So we're just going to kind of put this down here a little bit. And like I said, it is very, very messy, but it's oh so cute. Oh so cute. All right, so let's put some here. This ain't actually the kind of my favorite moss to use. I've got some more over here, and I have a feeling I think I call my, you know what? I'm going to use the other now that I think about it, because I really like it better. You can take that right on off there like that. Let me show you my other moss that I have, because I really like it better. It's a lot prettier. It's just overall, I like it better. So I got this on Amazon. It's preserved moss. And I'll show you. There's different kinds. And it looks a lot better. See? I really, really like this better. So that's what I'm going to use. Okay? So let's start over right here. Kind of like this light color because it kind of goes with this better. So we're going to use the lighter color right here. You're going to see what I mean. It's going to look, see how much better it looks? Way better. That brown moss is good for fillers and vases and stuff like that. But I really love this moss right here because of the aesthetic. It just looks a lot better. See? And we can use different colors too. We can mix and mingle them a little bit if we wanted to. It's just, this moss just looks a lot better to me. So. Some more. Let's push this down right here. It's really pretty. Yeah, that looks a lot better. a lot better. Let's put some glue here where we can fill that up with that moss. It's just a little whimsical touch. I love it. I just love how it looks natural in it. I don't know. I just love it. I'm going to put a little dark green right here. Kind of give it a little dimension right there. Are y'all shocked at all the mushroom stuff coming back? I kind of am. Like, not, well, actually, not really, because everything, I guess, makes a comeback, you know? But I just know my grandmother had mushrooms and stuff like that whenever I was a kid, and she had all of that stuff. We're going to just pile this in here a little bit over here, give it a little bit of dimension with the colors. I just want to frame it in with the moss. I think it looks really good. Let's get a little bit of this dark moss right here, kind of put it in there a little bit, you know, so it'll give it a little dimension. I'm liking that. Let's go right here. Don't want to burn myself. I keep forgetting and touching it with the wrong hand. All right, so we're going to keep going with the moss right here. Got to kind of hurry a little bit because we don't want it to dry out, my glue to dry before I stick it down, right? I just like that mixture of color in there. I think it looks a lot better and giving it a little bit of dimension. I just love the whimsical vintage. I just love it all. I can't help it. I love it. I love it all. Stick this right here. That's looking really good. Really good. I'm liking the other colors mixed in there too. Put this right here. Get a little bit more. And it don't take a lot at one time because this stuff really does go a long way. Because you can kind of spread it out a little bit. And we'll get the light green to go in the middle right here. Don't need a whole bunch. This is where you can just let your creativity flow. Because everybody likes something different. Nothing's ever the same. You put as much moss or as little moss as you like. I'm really loving the way this looks right here. Really, really like that. It's pretty. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more moss right here to cover that edge up. And I think I'm going to put the dark color right here. That way it'll kind of give it a little dimension on this side. Yeah, see? Just a little dab-a-doo. All right. That's really cute. See, you got the little hanger up here. All right, so let's put a little glue right here to hold this. I don't want it to fall off. And this is just a little something that the girls can hang from their shelf or set up on their shelf. All right, so we've got, let's get the brown wax out. I'm just going to use a chippy brush to get a little bit of this on here, and then I'm going to wipe half of it off. You'll see right here. So we definitely want to get that in the mushrooms right here, okay? It looks a little scary, but we're going to wipe some of it back. But we definitely want to get in there and tone down that white a little bit. This is just putting that little antique on it. All right, let's go a little bit of that white right there and lighten it back up. Pull just a little bit back. I love it just like that. Now, if you do not like the rustic, grungy look, You do not have to do all of this, okay? But we like it, and that's what we're doing. All right. Hope you like this. I love it. Stay after, and I will post after pictures with it up. Have a great day.